Alrighty, folks, people out there, even though in this video, what I am attempting to do is act like I am not filming, I am not recording, there is nobody watching at all. It sounds absolutely nuts, but there is something that has been bothering me lately, and it's been kind of nagging at me, and I think if I talk about it, I can maybe somehow not think of it so much. Because every time I press record, every time I look into this peephole, every time that I'm holding this phone in my hand with this holder thing, I'm thinking that there is somebody watching me. I think that there is somebody judging me. And there's nobody here. There's nobody here in this car with me. There's nobody listening to this but myself. There's no one here. See, this is something. In order to be the 100% you, there can't be any cameras around. There cannot be a feeling like I'm being recorded, or there's somebody watching me, or this is going to be broadcast to the world. Because I know every time that I press play, I'm being myself, but there's this little tiny percentage that is saying you're being something a little bit different than what you would be if you weren't recording a video, if you weren't looking into this peephole right here, if you didn't have this phone in your hand, if you were just by yourself. It would be different. And I want to be able to just not think that I'm recording myself, even though I love recording. I love recording videos and I love doing what I do, because if I didn't, I wouldn't do it. But I don't want to think like there's somebody watching or judging me when I do a video, because it feels awkward. It feels like I'm not really saying what I really want to in the moment. It's kind of like I'm holding back, and I don't want to hold back anymore. I'm tired of holding back. I want to just be me and do what I do, and I don't care what it is. I don't care how it sounds. I don't care how it comes across. I don't care what people will say. I don't care about their opinions. I don't care. Whatever they're thinking in their mind, it has nothing to do with what I am doing right now in my life, in my own car right here. And if I didn't have this recording, I would be doing it a little bit different. I wouldn't be doing it this way. I would be doing it different, because I know that I'm not recording a video. If this was off and I had it recording, it would be like I would just be saying a whole bunch of dumb shit and whatever I have to say. I would just be saying a whole bunch of stuff. And that's what I'm still doing, but I'm still thinking in the back of my mind, they're watching you. You're recording a video. This is going to be played on YouTube. Be a little bit careful with what you say. See, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be careful with what I say. Even though in the back of my mind, I have to think of things before I say things, because you can't help from thinking. But I know it sounds really nuts. It sounds really crazy. But you know what? I don't know if there has ever been an artist or someone that films themselves. I don't know if they have ever really talked about stuff like I'm talking about. Like, I never heard anybody say, yeah, when I record, well, I'm being me, but I'm not being 100% me. I'm being like 99.9899% of me, like bleach. Like, well, what do you mean? 99.99%. Does it kill all the germs, or does it leave 0.01% behind? You know, see, when I think like, when I'm thinking like nobody's listening or nobody's watching or I'm not recording, I say some things that I don't even know how I come up with them. It just comes out of thin air because I'm not putting myself in any box. I'm not labeling myself. I'm not saying that I am this thing or I am that thing. I'm continually just being myself and spontaneously saying things in the moment how I know that I'm going to do them for myself. It doesn't have to be any particular way. And I think we get so caught up on how we perceive people to be from the last time that they recorded their video. Or why ain't you saying what you used to say? Why ain't you singing the song that you used to sing? Why ain't you speaking about the topics that you used to speak about? Why this? Why that? What made you do this? How did this happen? It's like if you and I would just let it be what it is, people would go, my goodness, what is this guy on? He's got to be high. He's got to be out of his mind. He lost it. And this is the funny thing. I would tell them, yes, I have. I have lost it, and I am out of my mind. Even though my thoughts do the best they can to keep me in a prison, even though all the old conditioning tries to bring me back to all the old things, even though I know 99% of my thoughts are absolute bullshit, you see, it's like you get to this point where you care when you have to care. But then you say, everything is irrelevant. It doesn't matter. And that is when you are actually free as a person. It doesn't mean that you're not going to think of shit that you don't want to think of. It doesn't mean that you're not going to stress about something. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have a bad day. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means that you are free to think what you actually want to think. You're free to do what you want to do. You're free to perform what you want to perform. You're free to move however you want to move. It doesn't have to be any particular way. I don't have to stop doing what I'm thinking about. I can just do this, and I don't care what people think. I can just, whoa, hey, shablan. And I know it seems so stupid, but see, while I did that, how many people were like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you doing that? That's really stupid and weird. Okay, like it's kind of cringe, right? Because it's cringe because we know that we would do something similar, but we won't do it because we're holding back. We're letting labels, we're letting the things of this world that have conditioned us and put us in these boxes and keep us in these places and keep us like in our own prison. We keep going by those things. We're not really letting go of our situation. We're not really letting go. And I have something that I want to admit on here, and I want to talk about while I'm talking about it, because it's completely irrelevant. It doesn't matter if I talk about it or I do talk about it. But I know for me, I am on one medication. I take one medication. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't go to clubs. I haven't had sex for a while, even though I don't have a problem with sex. I don't have a problem if people are responsible and they're not hurting other people. They can do whatever they want to do. Whatever they want to do. But for me, I know that, and I know this is completely off topic, but it doesn't matter that it's off topic, because I think that's what I like, and that's why I'm doing it, because it's off topic. But most people won't go off topic because they're thinking, oh, if I go off topic, then the person's not going to listen to my video. They're going to think that I'm out of my mind. They're going to think that I'm not talking about what I was talking about, and that's weird. Who does that? I do. But anyway, The medication that I take, this medication helps with a lot of things in my life for me to get through the day, for me to not be so panicky, for me to calm down, for me to actually be what I actually want to be. And I can't lie. If I was off of that, I would be different. I wouldn't be the same person that I am. And this scares me shitless in a way, but at the same time, I realize this is what I want to do for myself. This is what I want to do. And this is what I made a decision to do. This is the choice that I made. This is what I want to keep doing for now. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm going to keep wanting to do it the rest of my life, but for now I do. But at the same time, there is downsides to taking medications, certain medications that have side effects. And I do have some side effects from this medication. I'm not going to get into all the side effects, but I do have side effects. But why I'm saying this is because it is so in the moment. It is so off the top of my head. Green truck with a gray bottom. 2 trees, 2 big trees. 1 really huge tree to the left. Red truck to the right. Someone pulling in that I have no idea who they are. This is so spontaneous and in the moment. But yet while I'm doing it, I'm thinking while I'm doing it. But I'm not thinking too hard. I'm not putting on something for people. I'm not making it seem like anything. Okay, you think I'm rambling? That's fine. That's what you think that I'm doing, and that's what I am doing. I am rambling. But that's all that we do is ramble. That's all that we do is speak words. That's all that we do is poetry in motion. That's all that we do is identify with things. And then we talk about those things because we learn those things. And then we speak those things. And then we teach those things. And then it just keeps going on and on and on and on to the next generation. And they learn things and they say, oh, well, you're being that way. And I identify this thing with that. So that's what I'm thinking of you. So it must be. And it's not. It's not. Just because you're thinking that I'm thinking it doesn't mean that I'm thinking it. And then when you go silent, then when you don't say anything, what are you thinking right now? Awkward. Oh my gosh, he's being quiet. Well, come on, say something. All right, I'm about to go to the next video. This is boring. You see, I already know what people will think, some of the things that they will think, but I don't know exactly what they will think. See, I can think that I know what they're thinking, but I don't know what they're thinking. But I can go through all the things that I thought myself, and I can go through a bunch of them in my mind because I have a part of my mind that I really don't use when I'm by myself. It's different. And I'm trying to act like I'm not speaking to anybody. I'm trying to act like I'm not being recorded right now. And I know this is going to seem weird. It's going to seem off. It's going to seem all these things that we label shit as. Do you understand what I'm getting at with the labels here? Do you really understand what I'm getting at with this? And it's like, I cannot find artists and poetry and people that are just in the moment. I mean, in the moment. They are living in the moment. They're not identifying something. They're not thinking of what they were taught. They're not going by some kind of circumstance that they already lived. They're not saying something that they've been conditioned with. They're not thinking something that they've been told by another person. They're just being in the moment and being what they are. This is such a rarity in today's world. It's almost 0%. And that's why, if anything, I call myself a 0%er, because I know I'm the only one doing this stuff. I'm the only one doing these kinds of things that I do. There is nobody out there that's going to do this, what I'm doing, because they're too worried about losing something, or they're too worried about being labeled something. They're too worried about being judged. They're too worried about what everyone else will think. They're too worried about all these things that they've been conditioned with, and they don't know how to live in the moment. Rabbit outside my window. It's slightly raining. I'm here in my car. It doesn't have to be about anything for us to be ourselves. Do we get this? It doesn't have to be anything for us to be ourselves. Okay, I'm looking in this stupid ass peephole right now. I'm kind of like, fuck this peephole. But see, I wasn't going to tell you that's what I'm thinking. I'm kind of like, fuck this peephole. Why do I got to look in a peephole? For who? Who am I impressing with this? Do you want me to look at you? You see what I'm saying? I hear people say things like, well, why don't you look into the people's face in the video? Or you have these channels that go, your channel got to be more professional. You have to look into the camera at all times. Who says? Who says that you have to do that? Who is like this all the time? My name is Nate and I'm here. It's June 26, 2022, and I have a lot of stuff to talk about. Well, now let's get into it. And it's like, it's so set up. It's so fake. There's no originality. There's no in the moment things. It's people are going by a script. They're going by what they think the world wants to hear. They're going by what they think other people need to know or what they've already been taught. They're just spewing shit out that people already know. I'm going for to do something that nobody knows about. I'm going for to step outside of reality's reality, if that makes any sense. I'm not a fool and I'm not stupid. I know that I'm in reality. I know that I'm in this world and I can't go anywhere. But at the same time, why do I keep these thoughts that I think and these things that I've been conditioned with? Why am I still living with these things? Why do I keep letting these things imprison me and tell me things and keep me stuck and keep me in the place I'm in? Why do we keep letting this do this to us? It's so stupid. It's so irrelevant and nonsensical. I can't even tell you how, just when you finally see that everything around us is conditioning, everything around us we have been indoctrinated by, we have learned, we have been taught generation from generation from generation. Even though I learned things from those things, I'm like, fuck those things. They're done and over with. People have done it already. People said it already. It's like this repetitive ball of just the same repetitive things being spewed constantly over and over again. It's like, my goodness gracious, can we take a step outside the box? Can we just live in the moment? Can we just say what we really want to say? Instead of me saying, hey, how are you doing? I'm good. Can you say, well, I broke my toe the other day messing with the lawnmower. I ate some ice cream that was melted and I'm kind of pissed off. I took a shit and I had to wipe my ass 25 times and it was pretty soft. So how many people are going to do that? And then I know people are going, oh, but you need to. Oh, but you're taking it too far. Well, it's just not that way. Well, that's not how the world is. And see, you're going by some kind of conditioning. And I know I'll seem like I'm freaking crazy. I'll seem like I'm out of my mind. And yet again, I am. I am out of my mind and I am crazy. And I've always been that way. And when I was that way, I was free. I was free from it all and I didn't have to worry about anybody. I didn't have to worry about if people would like me or not like me. I didn't have to worry about any of that at one time. And then I started listening to the world. I started listening to people and the things they were taught. I started listening to all these conditionings, the religions and all this. And even though there's little minuscule things in there that taught me stuff, you don't keep going by these things. You learn from it and you move on. It's a continual moving on process. Moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on. It's over. It's done with. But yet people are still talking about the same shit that they were doing 20 fucking years ago. And I understand there is a lot of repetitiveness in life. I'm not dumb. I know this. But it's the world that we live in. It's so hard to act like when you're by yourself, when you're around other people. Because this is how our minds were programmed to be. Is when you're around other people, your alert goes up. Your fear goes up. Your stress hormone, your thing that puts up this guard comes up. And I don't want to put the freaking guard up anymore. I'm tired of having to wear a shield. I'm tired of guarding myself. Even though I have to be a little aware of what people are doing, you know, I got to be a little bit aware. But this putting this thing up for what? Who are you and I putting this up for? Who are we holding all of this baggage for? Who are we doing this for? That's all that it's doing is affecting us. It's affecting our lives. We're keeping ourselves in our own prison. We're shackling our own ankles. We're putting the cuffs on our hands. We're slipping into the jail cell slowly. We're closing the door and we're locking the door to our own jail cell. And we're going by all these things that we've been taught by other people, what we learned. And we keep going by that all the time. And I understand there's some little details in there that we go by. And that's how it really is. I understand that. But what I'm talking about here is just being you in the moment. Without no holds bars, without trying to be like something for someone, without going by some kind of something like I have to be this way. And it's like, can anybody not put a guard up? Can anybody just do something that is so free in the moment that you say this person is either high, they lost their mind, they're nuts, they went crazy. This is the people that I enjoy. This is the people that I like being around. This people that other people go, there's something wrong with him. He needs help. That's the people that I like being around. The people that point the finger at other people, I don't want nothing to do with those types of people. Even though I point the finger, what I do is I point the finger back at myself. I do point the finger at stuff and people, but then I realize what I'm doing and I point it back at myself. But see, most people, they go through their whole lives pointing the finger at other people, pointing the finger at the world, pointing the finger at everything but themselves. And I get so freaking tired of seeing this. And that's all I see is people projecting everything onto other people instead of back at themselves. And then they're never themselves because they're being something that they're really not. And this is the brutal, honest truth, whether we want to face it or we don't want to face it. And I don't care if you face it or you don't. I don't care if you're with me or you're not. I don't care if you thumbs down or thumbs up. I really, really, really don't care anymore. even though I would like to get a thumbs up, even though I would like for someone to help support or donate to my channel. I would like people to do those things. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It's like, I'm going to be here for some time and I'm going to be gone forever. Nobody's even going to know that we existed. Nobody will remember anything. Nobody will even remember what I'm doing here. Nobody will remember anything I say because none of us will remember one day. So while we're here, why not be a free vessel unto yourself? And fuck the labels. Excuse my language. I really don't like cursing, but fuck the labels. Fuck judgments. Fuck categories. Fuck genres. Fuck how-to videos. Fuck these spiritual gurus that are trying to tell you that they have something so special. Fuck these people, dude. They're trash. They're trash for your mind. They're not freeing you. They're keeping you in bondage. That's what they're doing. And this is not for people to get offended. It's just the truth. It's nothing to take personal. It's nothing to take too serious. Because why take this shit seriously? As long, like I said, and this is what I'm going to end it with. This is my motto kind of for everything. As long as me and you and them out there are not hurting, raping, killing, stealing, doing something that I wouldn't want done to me myself, and we're being responsible for ourselves, then we cannot go wrong with this. There's no way you can go wrong. If you're responsible for yourself and you're not hurting someone else, or you're not doing something that you wouldn't want done to you, then you can't go wrong. That's freedom. That's freedom in and of itself. Who's to tell you that you can't have sex unless you're responsible? Who's to tell you that you can't take a drug unless you don't do it to where you're stealing from people and you get a habit so bad that you have to do bad things to get it? Who's to say that you can't have a drink here and there? I'm not telling the alcoholic that used to be an alcoholic to drink. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, if you want to do something and you're responsible about it, nobody can tell you you can or you can't do anything. Fuck them and what they think. It's your life. My life is my life. Their life is their life. Your life is your life. I was going to say YOLO, but I don't like saying shit that people already said. I like getting people to think. I like getting people to think outside of the box, outside of the box, outside of the box. Infinity. Buzz Lightyear. I don't like talking about the same shit. I like being ahead of my time, even though there is no time. I like being far, far from what other people are thinking of. If everyone's going the highway, I want to go the back road. If everyone's eating blue Danish ice cream, I want to eat pink Dutch ice cream. If people are like, I want to go to Germany and live because it's the greatest place, then I want to go to Brazil in the slum. So, just let it be what it's going to be. Just let it be what it's going to be. Just let it be what it's going to be. Just let it be what it's going to be. See, my voice is not that great right now because I haven't been singing like that. But I know when I get out of this place that I'm in and I get a place where I can do what I need to do with my music stuff, that's what I'm going to be doing all the time, because that's all that I really have left is these videos and the arts. That's all I really have left. I don't want no parts of this world anymore and its conditioning and all the things that people do that keep themselves slaves. I want nothing to do with anymore. And I know there's the other part and the other side to that. Well, people have to go and do these things in order for things to keep running. I understand that. People have to do this and that. I understand all those things. I'm already 10 steps ahead of what probably people are thinking. And I'm not saying that I'm better than or I'm anything because I'm saying that. I'm just saying this is how my mind is. I'm in the moment, but yet I'm thinking ahead at the same time, if that makes any sense at all, which it doesn't make sense. And nobody will understand. Nobody will ever fully understand you as a person. Never. Never. It's impossible. And that's a great thing, I think. I think it's both a great thing and it can turn into a bad thing if you let it. But I think that's awesome that we're all different. We all talk different. We all look different. We all think different. We all smell different. We all act different. We all respond different. We all say different shit in our videos. But a lot of people don't know how to be in the moment. They don't know how to not go by some script or some agenda or something that their parents taught them or something that they learned when they were a kid or something that's popular and all this shit. People do not know how to not go by that because they don't look at it that way. They're never reflecting on what it is that they're really doing. And I'm going to keep doing this until the day I die. And if it catches flame, then it catches flame. I'm still going to be the same me. If it dies out and it dwindles away, then it dies out and it dwindles away. I'm still going to be me. If the rose smells good and it's blossomed and it's red and it looks all nice, that's cool. If it withers up and it smells like shit and the animals tear it apart, that's okay too. It doesn't matter anymore, man. I am past. I'm only in the present. I'm only in the moment. So when you see this video, I will be another Nate. I won't be the same Nate. This Nate is already dead. 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 Dead again. Dead again. I'm not the same Nate as I was just 10 seconds ago. It's already dead. You see, if people could think like that, this stepping outside of the box, shed the snake skin. Don't be for any side, be neutral, but balance your life. It's a balancing act. If everybody could do this, I think that the world would be a completely different place. Completely different place. But I can't make anybody do it. All that I'm doing is doing what I'm doing in the moment, and someone might see this, knows what it can do. I don't know what any of this is doing. I have no idea. No idea. I'm completely blind when I'm doing these videos. I'm completely blind as to what happens. I'm just putting it out there into oblivion. And I know that it isn't even about anything. It's just a video for people to watch. It's just for people to be entertained. It's just for people to listen to something or watch something or listen to some guy that they think is crazy, which I am crazy. I don't care though. and it's something that I need to do for myself. So I'm going to do it. And if every one of us could get to that point that, okay, I need to do this for myself. Because I can't live their lives. I can't do what the world is doing. I can only do what I can do while I'm alive. So I will let y'all go with that. If you got this far in this video, which most people didn't probably even get close to this far, the support helps whether you know it or not. The thumbs up, the donations. I have my art in the description if anybody can get something from there. You know, it's anybody that comments, that's cool that you comment, and I don't care if people comment, but really the comment section, it's nothing against anybody, but it's kind of irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? People can write what they write, they can say what they say, you can get shit out, you can say whatever you want, but you know, it's like as my channel keeps going further and further, I I think I'm going to turn the comment section off because I don't want to have to respond to one person in a certain type of way, and then another person I respond differently, and then people are comparing and judging and saying, well, you said this and now you're doing this and all that. It's I'm running this thing how I run it, and I'm doing it how I do it, and it's my channel. So it's like I'm going to do what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I'm not going to do what anybody else says, or if anybody gives me advice, I'm just not going to do it because I know what I want to do for myself. You see what I mean? And I'm just saying, do y'all know what you want to do for yourself? Do you know who you are? Are you letting go of things? Are you looking into things for yourself? You know what I'm saying? It all comes back to you, the person that is observing these things. That's all that it comes back to, is the person. It doesn't matter what I say for you. It doesn't matter what you say for me. It doesn't really matter. All that matters is, are you getting something from it? Do you like what you do? Are you into what you are doing? Is it doing something to help you with things? That's all that matters. It's irrelevant what I say. It's irrelevant what you say for me, because you're never going to be in my body living my life, and I'm never going to be in your body living your life. You understand? So anyway, I'm going to let y'all go. This is like practice. This is just me being as in the moment as I can possibly be. And does it feel a little awkward? Yeah, it does. That's what my mind tells me, but it's not awkward. It just is what it is, and let it be what it's going to be. Just let it be what it's going to be. Just let it be what it's going to be. Just let it be what it's going to be.